From the Netflix Annotations, two prose poems interrupted by a sonnet. 1. Footnote. This piece will not contain the following words: quarantine, pandemic, lockdown, binging, or jalapeno cheddar Cheetos. 1. Connected, Season 1, Episode 4, Digits. Our host, Latif Nasser, a colorful millennial, 1/4 cup curious Radiolab researcher, kneaded together with a full cup of Bill Nye enthusiasm, deep dives into everything from poop to dust to digits. Mathematical precision eludes me, but probability has always seemed kinder, more forgiving. Unless you're a 9, the lowly 9. Poor, troubled 9. In a random number set, you'd think with equal probability that any one of the 9 digits should have about an 11% chance of being the first digit. You'd be wrong. It's all about the ones, greedy, lazy ones. Earthquake measurements, city populations, football statistics, numbers of weeks on the bestseller list for Shakespeare. He's still number 1 ahead of Agatha Christie and Barbara Cartland. Go ahead, Google it. Nearly any random set of numbers will bend to Benford's law. The number 1 sitting in first position, as it does, stays number 1. Nasser's wide-eyed, dazzled face propels us down the rabbit hole of digit placement and invites conspiracies involving the Internal Revenue Service, Enron, and voter fraud. He doesn't mention it, but I'm sure the Freemasons are behind it. They're behind all respectable conspiracies. Benford's Law, also called the Newcomb-Benford Law. Go ahead, look it up. I'll wait. See? While you're there, look up the etymology of random. Random derives from Middle English for impetuous, headlong rush, which evolved from Old French for great speed. That's bloody random. Once you see it, Lasser conjectures, you can't unsee it. Benford's Law, too complete in its mathematical imprecision. This law never had a bill stage. Nancy Pelosi didn't bring it to the House floor, and Mitch McConnell won't let it out of committee. But you can't fuck with mathematical laws. The digital natives get restless when you go after their psi math Sith Lord. A sonnet. Sonnet number 9, after Spenser. Help then, O Holy Virgin, chief of 9. Edmund Spenser, The Fairy Queen, 1590. Go then, vigilant little glyph, and see what stars be mired in your vermilion mud, entangled as you are. 3 sets of 3 dance down a down in Benford's curve, the flood of unassuming numerals, a blood feud between rivals to your reign. Yet, 'neath decayed leaves lives a purpled bud. You have little to lose and all to gain, hiding in plain sight amidst the mundane. 2. From Frank Benford's Law of Anomalous Numbers, read April 22nd, 1937. Footnote, Frank Benford and I share a birth date, May 29th. Feed that into all further conspiracy theories regarding the number 9. It has been observed that the first pages of a table of common logarithms show more wear than do the last pages, indicating that more used numbers begin with the digit 1 than with the digit 9. This law is based on the fact that humans only use the beginnings of books That's the numerical basis for dominating these other digits? Humans' inability to finish a book? A further analysis of the data shows a strong tendency for bodies of numerical data to fall into geometric series. Geometry. Figures. My first failing grade in school. Geometry. Why did it have to be geometry? Fuck you, Euclid. There are many instances showing that the geometric series or the logarithmic law has long been recognized as a common phenomenon in factual literature and in the ordinary affairs of life. I keep hoping Benford will reveal more about standard deviation, from the Latin deviatus, turned from the straight road. Nothing standard about deviation. The wire gauge and drill gauge of the mechanic, the magnitude scale of the astronomer, and the sensory response curves of the psychologist are all particular examples of a relationship that seems to extend to all human affairs. This all seems flimsy to me. Flawed humans measuring, rounding up to 10, no doubt, with exhibitionist 1 taking pride of place. But what if Natif Lasser, Simon Newcomb, Frank Benford, Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Tesla, Niels Bohr, Heisenberg, Max Planck, Heidi Lamar, Hypatia, Katherine Johnson, Ada Lovelace, Karen Volkman, nines conjured Benford's elegant curve out of their secret society? You think nines can't outsmart Freemasons and the IRS? Cats have 9 lives. Atum Ra took the form of a cat, unifying ancient Egyptian lives and marinating a feline myth undeterred by Benford's boring curve. Dante managed to eke out 9 circles of hell, with Satan residing in that final frozen frontier of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. Star Wars has 9 episodes. 1 genuine episode plus a franchise, but it's good enough for Disney. Episode. From the Greek episodion, material between 2 songs or 2 odes, or a digression. 9 planets. As long as Pluto can bulk up as the planet formerly known as the dwarf planet, it would be more polite to call it a planet with dwarfism or a little planet. Labels hurt planets. Pluto said 9 to being booted out of its 9th planetary status, and it's clawing its way back. 9 muses from Clio to Calliope, flaming their bonfire of inspiration in hymn and dance, word and dream. The Enneagram, 9 personality types, with type 9 including such luminaries as Sandra Bullock, Marge Simpson, and the Dalai Lama. 9-sided polygonal matrix. Pythagoras was the first to call himself a philosopher. Lucky number 9. The 9s concocted Benford's curve, deploying the same sneaky tactics that 3-year-olds use to tie terrible 2s to tantrums. If you've ever suffered through early childhood, you know the 3-year-old organization, along with its lobbying conspirators, the NRA and AARP, are masters of the red herring fallacy. Number 9. John Lennon was possessed by 9. Born on the 9th of October, lived at 9 Newcastle Road. The Beatles' inaugural appearance at the Cavern Club was the 9th of February, as was the Ed Sullivan Show that submerged a generation into its yellow submarine 3 years later. Lennon was with the Beatles from 1960 to 1969, arguably the most tumultuous 9 years of the century. John was shot on December 8th, 1980, and rushed to Roosevelt Hospital on 9th Avenue. He died on December 9th, Liverpool time. Revolution number 9, love potion number 9. Vedic texts stretch across centuries like an octopus, unfolding her tentacles through a multiverse fueled by 9 elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether, space, time, mind, and soul. Epilogue. At this point, power failed high fantasy, but like a wheel in perfect balance turning, I felt my will and my desire impelled by the love that moves the sun and the other stars. Dante, The Paradise, Canto 33, the end.